For the next few weeks on this program, we are investigating a man who is driving much of the agenda of the far left in America today, George Soros. Next week, we will be airing a documentary special called Billionaire Radical, George Soros and the Scheme to Remake America. Our Director of Creative Production, overseeing that program, John Rabe, joins me now. John, we've never really done anything quite like this before.
No, we haven't, and thank you for having me, Frank. This really is a completely unusual project for us. I'm excited about it. A lot of work and a lot of research has gone into putting this together.
I'm excited about it too, and the early interest in even people we've interviewed for the program has been pretty extraordinary. But before we go any further, let's see an exciting preview of next week's special program, Billionaire Radical, George Soros and the Scheme to Remake America.
Almost everything you see is connected. It is one big web of lies. You have a handful of people like George Soros who really probably have the grasp of the full picture. And you have many, many, many thousands of minions who have no idea what the truth is, what's going on around them.
George Soros is an enigma of sorts.
You went out with this protector of yours. Went out, in fact, and helped in the confiscation of property from the Jews.
That's right.
Was it difficult?
Not at all.
That is a very, very odd reaction to have when you're asked about something like that. Either you're lying to yourself or you're a sociopath who really doesn't feel for other people. I've spent decades of my life studying the left, and especially all the nonprofit apparatus built up in the left. He does bestride that as a colossus.
George Soros' ideology is predicated on the same hard leftist causes that you see in Marxist activists. It's fundamentally anti-American because it's fundamentally anti-Boers. It imposes the idea of nationhood wherever it goes.
Just in the first few months of 2020, he gave the Democratic Party and its appendages tens of millions of dollars.
Where's the money trail? And it tracks back to billions of dollars coming from George Soros into culture.
George Soros is definitely one of the most important people behind the social justice movement. The brutal murder of George Floyd was a fantastic opportunity for them to swing into action.
They are young, and they are emotionally driven, and they are out in the streets, paid for by people like Soros.
We know that there are billionaires funding, George Soros being one of them, funding these groups that are creating chaos.
Soros' understanding of the world is effectively, we need to control it. People cannot take care of themselves. They need to be controlled by a handful of wealthy elites, technocrats, people who know what's best for you better than you do.
George Soros has been quietly working behind the scenes for decades.
The name George Soros crops up in the news a lot.
Over the years, George Soros has been accused of meddling in internal politics of a number of countries.
George Soros, public enemy
George
number
Soros,
one.
the greatest speculator
George
of the world.
Soros amassed around $1 billion that day, speculating on supported
anti-communist dissident
The man who broke the Bank of England.
That will be airing next week on this program. John, why in the world did we take on a formidable figure like George Soros in the first place?
Well, it's a great question, Frank. And as we looked at the landscape, the political landscape in America, frankly, the political landscape around the world, we see that, as one of our guests in the program says, this man sits atop the leftist movement. He bestrides it like a colossus. George Soros' fingerprints are on every leftist project that you can find in America in one way or the other. And you've experienced it as I have as well. People are fascinated with this guy because we all hear his name, and yet we don't know that much about him. We don't really know all the ways that he's involved. And there's some conspiracy thinking that goes on. There's like a lot of memes that will show up in social media, some of which are accurate, most of which are not. But it just goes to show that there is this sort of compelling interest in this shadowy figure who funds so much of the work of the left.
We're really humanly speaking, taking an enormous risk to produce and air this television program. George Soros is one of the most litigious people in America. He will sue anything that moves that is perceived as a threat to him. He will go to the media to try to take away your platform of distribution. He'll do anything in his power to stop you.
That's right. And so we did have to sort of count the cost as we went into this project. We brought on, as you know, a researcher who I won't identify here, because this particular person, in doing research on George Soros, has been the target of numerous reputational attacks. Local media in this particular person's area writing attacks in the paper and so forth, an attempt to defund and so forth. We know that this is something that he does. And so as we do this project, we recognize we are taking on a certain amount of risk.
I know that you have. I have asked all my friends in their circles to please pray for us, for our protection as we finish the production on this, which by the time this program airs, the production will be largely complete. This is a major undertaking, and John, we wrestle not against flesh and blood. George Soros is not our enemy. He's not the real enemy of the gospel. It's Satan. And he does not sleep like a roaring lion. He's going about seeking whom he might devour. We're not afraid, but we're not stupid either. We're taking every step that we can take to be careful. We would appreciate people who watch this program and support our ministry to pray with us in this regard, because it'll be the weeks and months after the special airs when the troubles will begin. John, thanks for being with us. This is an exciting program, much needed. You've done a great job.
Thank you very much, Frank. I'm excited that we're able to get this information in front of everyone.